This is Alexandra Rajikani again, talking on the human rights and sorry, I got a sore on my nose. Yes, um, on human rights, I'm a real person, telling the truth, nothing but the truth. Um, I want to explain who I am. My name is Alexandra Rajikani. I was born in Romania, but I'm Australian citizen. Um, I've been since I was 3, Australian citizen. Um, I live in Australia. I'm an Aussie, so pretty much I'm Australian. It doesn't matter where you're born or what nationality you are. I think we should all come together as one and talk about human rights discussion and how we're supposed to represent the body of Christ as a Christians in Australia, and how we're supposed to stand out for fairness and treatment, even if you don't like them, and if you don't agree with them, you have to stand out for their rights. Like I said, it's up to God, and for those atheists that don't believe in God, that's fine. But as I'm talking to the Christians, politics, and police officers, teachers, we're supposed to stand up for people's rights, humanity, and that's gone out of Australia. And no one's standing up for no one, and people are turning a blind eye. And yes, Greg Batten's a real man, and Faith Regicani Farmer is a real person, and I, Alexandra Regicani, am a real person telling a real story. I didn't make anything up. I swear to hold the truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. And I put my hands up. This is no Bible. There's a Bible upstairs, but it doesn't say the Holy Bible on it. It's a decorated Bible. But anyways, yes, it's really sad what's happening today, and we as Australians should come together and talk about it, not just talk about it, do something about it, take it to the court, because I'm worried about, okay, human rights for docs kids. They follow them everywhere they go, so they don't say anything. They label them as mentally sick, mentally retarded. They can't speak up for themselves. That's what the courts label kids as when they speak up. When victims, when they get sexually abused, they say they're too young to make a statement. That's foolish crap. Anyways, also, kids can make evidence. They remember some bits and pieces. So if they can remember bits and pieces, they can still be a witness. But the court doesn't allow kids to be witnesses. That's sad. That's why a lot of kids don't get heard when they get mistreated at home or in doc's care. And I reckon we should stand for human rights. The human rights get taken away from those people. I'm an example. My human rights as a foster kid got taken away from me. They ignored my complaints, said I was delusional, made it up, and I didn't make anything up. If you have strong morals or a belief of some kind, like I go to church and I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I try to follow, the Bible, and I try to follow the morals. And I don't like lying. I hate lying, and I hate liars. I always tell the truth. That's why we as Australians should tell the truth and speak out for those that are weak, and those that are atheists. What happens if something happens to you? Wouldn't you like someone to speak out for you, stand up? And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to talk about people's rights on here, and I know people don't want to hear it. They say it's fake, but a lot of foster kids get discriminated. Even when they leave foster care, they get discriminated. I heard one case when I used to go to Liverpool Christian Church through Deb and Ian Thompson. A woman there told me she used to be a foster kid, or her partner used to be a foster kid. I'm not sure. I think it might have been a partner, and he got abused, and they told him that he was mentally sick or retarded, and they couldn't take evidence, and he got abused by his foster parents, and they tried to take his kids off him, discriminate him, but then he moved to Liverpool, and he's now active in a church community, which he proves he's not a Bible basher, he's not a religious nut, he's not a fanatic. And a lot of people think because you've had faith in God, you're a fanatic. That's not true. If you're an atheist and you believe in something like, I don't know, harmony, whatever you guys believe in, And I'm talking to all nationalities, all religions. Everybody has the right, not to get persecuted. And sad Australians are getting persecuted in Australia, maybe for their religion, their faith, their nationality, and happens. In docs do it all the time. Under Mental Health Act, they do it all the time. They don't like you for a certain reason, maybe nationality, because maybe religion, the way you look. There's still discrimination. And it's very hard to prove. But I know I can prove Ray Batten's telling the truth. He's getting discriminated. He's really skinny. He's in hospital. He keeps saying he's dying. His caseworker doesn't give a crap. He or she gets paid a lot of money from the government. He ignores him, calls him crazy, neglecting his rights. He doesn't want to stay in the hospital. And if you're dying, because they neglected what was on his head for a long time, they're only now starting to want to cut it out. But I don't think he'll live for that long. And they're not giving my mum records of the hospital records to see, for the GP as well, to see what's happening. And she wants, as when he dies, if she has to defend him for neglect, she wants that proof, and the government doesn't want to show that. They know they have neglect, and they wipe out a lot of stuff, and they lie a lot. I'm trying to accuse my mum for being neglecting, not taking care of him properly, but it's not her fault. He didn't get half his money from those people dealing with his money, because they put him underneath the Government Act, where they labelled him that he couldn't financially, deal with his money, and he kept getting in debt or something, and so they put him underneath that. And like I told you before, I already told you the name of it. And I think we as Australians, and I'm not talking about my case, if you're getting abused, put it on YouTube. If you're a young teenager, don't be scared to put it on YouTube. If you're an adult, put it on YouTube. Being abused by the government, or by the system, or by people, discriminated because you're slow, at school, anywhere, you can put it up. Don't be scared to. Come on, Australians. If I'm just saying it, there's abuse there, then, ignoring it, your human rights will be taken away eventually. That's what happens in most countries, like Peru and other countries. I'm just stating the facts and the truth, and probably people don't want to hear it, but I'm telling the truth. And I'm sorry that I took you guys to the shops earlier, but I was there and I thought I'd do a YouTube and tell you, the stuff on YouTube that you research is not always made up. Some of it's the truth, and I like researching, and that's how I find information. Anyways, if you want to find information, or about me, I'm on Facebook, Alexandra Educani, if you want to talk to me and tell me what you experience, or through YouTube, put your YouTube video and speak out. Don't be silent anymore. Even if they threaten you, just stand up. And if they label you as mentally sick or crazy, stand up, because that's truth, and people need to hear the truth. Thank you.